Jesus invites us to judge the signs of the times in terms of God's ultimate realities. There are many scientific theories about the end time. Cosmologists say that if the universe kept expanding, it would eventually become so cold and life would be impossible. The Big Crunch theory says that the universe will stop expanding and start shrinking, and there will be a time when the heat will burn everything. Another theory is that many nuclear particles from collapsing stars will destroy the ozone layer. This could cause fatal epidemics of cancers and genetic mutations, which would wipe away many species. Another possibility is human nuclear explosions. Another theory also states that asteroids could bring about the end of the world. Asteroids are dark, craggy rubbles revolving around the sun. They are remnants of planets or other parts of larger bodies that disintegrated in collisions. Series of collisions of asteroids have occurred as recently as 1908, when a celestial object exploded in Siberia with a force of 12 megatons of TNT. Forests were leveled for dozens of miles. Experts say that there are probably 500 asteroids that cross through the Earth's orbit, with diameters of roughly a mile. If one like that hit, the explosion would be 1,000,000,000 times bigger than the bomb at Hiroshima. In the Gospel according to St. Mark, chapter 13, verses 24 to 32, we read, Jesus said to his disciples, "In those days, after that tribulation, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light, and the stars will be falling from the sky, and the powers in the heavens will be shaken. And then they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory." Jesus adopts the language of the apocalyptic to remind his disciples that God is the ultimate end and he is the ultimate judge of all human actions. Jesus, the high priest who offered the supreme sacrifice, is awaiting our salvation at the end. The letter to the Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 12, we read, "But this one offered one sacrifice for sins and took his seat forever at the right hand of God. Now he waits until his enemies are made his footstool." The book of Daniel was written to console God's people who were suffering persecution for the religion 165 years before Christ. The mood of the passage is one of reassurance. The message is that despite the fact that the end time will be a period of great distress, the virtuous will shine like stars. In the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1 to 3, we read, "In those days Daniel heard this word of the Lord. At the time there shall arise Michael, the great prince, guardian of your people. It shall be a time unsurpassed in distress. At the time your people shall escape, everyone who is found written in the book." What is important for us today is none of the picturesque and timed displays of fireworks or deep freeze or nuclear explosions or asteroids. What is important today is to judge the signs of the times in terms of God's ultimate realities. We are called to partake of God's ongoing creation that is bringing God's justice, love and mercy to all human race. With a sense of urgency, we are called to be always prepared for our end by serving God in faith and love. Let us proclaim with the psalmist, "You are my inheritance, O Lord."